Welcome back to the channel. This is Eric Frontier with Westside Michigan Living. If this is your first time to the channel and you want to know everything there is to know about living in the west side of Michigan and Westside Michigan Living, hit the subscribe button, tap the notification bell so that you can be the first to know about the current market in West Michigan, and more specifically in this video in Holland, Michigan. Whether you're looking to move in 8 days or 80 days, give us a call, shoot us a text, shoot us an email so we can help you make a smooth move to Holland, Michigan. Let's not waste any more time and let's get into it. I mentioned we're going to be doing a Google video, so let me pull that up right here. Here is the state, right? The state of Michigan, and more specifically, we're going to be taking a look at Holland, Michigan. So here we are, you see the outlines, that is the city of Holland, Michigan. Now, Holland, Michigan has about 34,000 people as their in their population. Extended Holland, Holland metro area has around 117,000 people, but we're going to be taking a look all around in the city, a little bit outside the city, and take you to some areas which you can see right here. We have the Lakeshore and Lake Michigan, which is going to be a big draw for people coming to Holland. We have Lake Macatawa right here. But let's not waste any more time and get to it. All right, here we are in Holland, Michigan. You can see when you go to Google Maps, right, the first thing that pops up are going to be tulips. Holland, known for its tulip festival every spring. And this is going to take you right to the first thing that people, especially in the area and even in Michigan, might know and might think about Holland for. So you got the Tulip Time Festival, and that is, let's zoom in a little bit here and get you closer to the action. And what I like to do is I'm going to do a satellite view, and that kind of gives you an idea of lakes. It gives you an idea of towns and populations, and where, as you get closer to downtown, you can see the grid system start happening. And then as you get outside of town, you can start to see some of the areas that open up, and things like that. So we're going to stick with the satellite view. And then what I also like to do, a little trick down here, I don't know if you know about it, but we're going to go, I didn't have to go there to do that, but I'm going to show you if we do biking. And again, we're going to stick with satellite. Don't know what happened there, but this is going to give you an idea of some of the trails and some of the bike systems that are in and throughout Holland. If you like to do that kind of thing, which if you're coming to West Michigan, you don't have to, it's not required, but I know there's a lot of people like you that like to do some biking, some hiking, and this is going to give you a good idea of what that looks like. So let's first take a look at location. We're about, and I'm going to zoom in a little bit here. If you take Holland, we're going to go Holland to go to the Lakeshore. So we're going to go Holland just to show you what that looks like. Let's go to the state park on Lake Michigan. I'll close that one off for you. But we got right here, right? We're 12 minutes, which is essentially going to get you 12 minutes to Ottawa Beach. So if you are in Holland somewhere right here, can get to the Lakeshore really quickly, right? Really quickly. If you want to enjoy the beaches, that's a state park. And then if you want a little less people, potentially there's an awesome park right here, Tunnel Park. You're going to be similar distance to, let's get rid of that, right? You're saying 12 minutes over to Tunnel Park. So whether you want to take a trip to the state park or a little less traveled, little secret, if you will, Tunnel Park. You got options right there close by if you are in town and downtown Holland. So let's also take a look at distances to, now if you're in Holland, you might not realize it. So let's zoom out a little bit, but right, Holland's right here on the west side of Michigan. Grand Rapids is right here. Let me get for you right here. We're going to be able to draw. So Grand Rapids is right here. We're talking about Holland right here. So we went to Tunnel Park, which is right there on the lake shore, but you have Grand Rapids as the next closest. Let me get back to my mouse. As the next closest big town. But you got Grand Rapids right there. We also have Lansing, and then we have Metro Detroit over to the side. We got Lansing right here, capital of Michigan. And then we have Metro Detroit over here with the arrow. It's going to get you to Metro Detroit. But if we take a look at the other thing I want to show you is going to be distance to Chicago. So if you come into Holland, if you're thinking about moving to Holland, right, Chicago is going to give you, once you exhaust, of course, exhaust all the options in West Michigan and in Michigan. Chicago's going to give you a quick, awesome place to go to. We're about 2.5. It's going to show you right there. Don't mind the circles, right? You're about 2 hours and 38 minutes away. Let's get rid of some of these marks for you, but 2:38 to Chicago. Of course, you got some toll roads and things like that. But going in Chicago, if you take a look at my video, I did a vlog tour of Holland, which is going to be right here. But talk about going into Chicago, went there for a soccer game at Soldier Field, went in on a Saturday, spent the night, caught the game Saturday night, came back on a Sunday, and it's a pretty easy in and out to get to. So that shows you how close we are to Chicago, which is also going to give you the right O'Hare Airport if you need to get to the airport. You want to go that way. If we're talking about Traverse City as distances and locations to and from Holland, right? Traverse City, you're going to get there in about 2 hours and 48 minutes. So similar distance to get to Traverse City, so not too far away. If we're talking about getting back into Metro Detroit, if you're coming out to the Holland area, west side of Michigan from Metro Detroit, we're going to take Utica just as a location, but that's going to give you, we're about 2 hours and 55 minutes, and you're going to get to the north, not total north, but it's going to give you a good location in Metro Detroit. Obviously, you can be over here in Brighton or Novi, a little more west, or you can be, even a little bit more north, a little bit northwest. That gives you an idea of what it is like to go from Lake Michigan over to the east side of the state, obviously through Lansing right here. And that gives you some distances. So Holland, close to anything and everything you could possibly want, close to the lake, close to Lake Macatawa, close to Metro Detroit, Chicago, and anywhere else you might want to go. But let's dig a little bit deeper into Holland itself, looking at some of the things you can do in Holland. All right, we're going to zoom back in again. So when you think about Holland, right, we mentioned tulips, tulip time, and a big part of tulips are going to be the Windmill Island garden right here. You can see, I'm going to draw it, circle it for you, but that's going to be a big draw. It's going to have the windmill and tulips, tulips galore, if you will. So that's where that is. And when people talk about downtown Holland, right, we're talking about 8th, and we're going to get to it right here. We're talking about 8th Street, 9th Street, 10th Street, but mainly we're talking the main street's going to be 8th Street, East 8th Street here. I'm going to zoom in a little bit, and here is where all that happens. So you're coming in from the east side, right? You're coming from Zealand. You're going to come in through 8th and then have the ability to take the roads behind town to get there, and then get to 8th Street. And what do we have on 8th Street? You have shopping, all kinds of stores in and around downtown Holland. If we're talking about food, you have Hops at 84th. Talking about chocolate, right? We got Kilwins. You are not missing anything when you go into downtown Holland, that's for sure. You got New Holland Brewing. You got an awesome craft brew right there. Sushi place right there. Coffee, Ferris Coffee. We got Bowerman's, so I'm going to zoom out a little bit while later, but we got Bowerman's on 8th, which is a blueberry place. They have all kinds of blueberry, you can buy frozen blueberries there, blueberry donuts, blueberry pies. They're a West Side staple, a Holland staple for blueberries. And that is just a small example of what you can do in Holland. We're going to we'll zoom out a little bit so you can get some bearings, but so we're on 8th. You go down all the way to the end here on Pine, and this right here is going to be where they're going to do the farmers market. You can see right through here, you walk up and down There's some covered areas. Right here is going to be the covered space, but there's going to be vendors on both sides. They'll stop at the end, but that is always something you can do in Holland if you like fresh, if you like to do, farm to table, that kind of stuff. You get a lot of awesome produce, flowers, produce, food, cheeses, that kind of stuff here at the farmers market. This is also where there's some rides here for the Holland Festival that they have right there. The rides will be in there when they have that. And overall, at the end of town, right? So you can go all the way through. There is a very awesome movie theater that you can go to. I'm going to zoom in a little bit. We'll get rid of some of the marks for you. But right here is Sperry's Movie House. You can see right here. So if you're looking to catch a movie, this is the place to go to in Holland. What do they have, right? They have heated and cooled seats. They have food that you can order at the ticket counter if you want. They can bring it to your seat, and they got some really great food too. So if you're looking to, they got Cake and Bakery right in front of that and right around here. You got some taco place, but this is an awesome area, awesome section if you want to get some food. All right, so we took a look at some things to eat. By no means is that an all-inclusive list, not at all. But now let's take a look at some things that there are to do in Holland. You got the Ottawa County Fairgrounds right here. There is obviously that's a fun place to go to, and there's a craft show that comes there. It's kind of been going there every year. I mentioned Bowerman's blueberries. That can be seen right here on the map. Right here we got Bowerman's, and this is where they have, and we can zoom in a little bit to see what that looks like, but that is where. All right, Bowerman's blueberries. Here it is zoomed in a little bit for you, but this is where you can go to get blueberries from where they come from, right? If you don't want to just go to the store that's down there on the corner on 8th, you can go here. There's a little section. You can't see it here. This is a little older version of the Google map, but there is a place for the kids, a little place to play, but there's also a store inside and you can get a lot of good stuff, blueberry related. If we zoom out a little bit, we'll take a look at things to do. All right, some things to do. There's gonna mention some trails. There's Riley Trails Park right here, north of town, north of Bowerman's, and you can see right there what that looks like on the map. So that is for you out there that like to do the biking, the trail riding. All right, if we're taking a look at the school districts, right, we'll take a look at the map right here. Holland itself, Grand Rapids, look at this, #1 in places to live in Allegan County, according to niche.com, has an overall niche grade of an A with the schools rated a B plus. And you can see some of the other ratings in here, but go to that site. This is one of many sites to go to as you're doing research for towns and cities and places to live and things to do. But that just gives you an idea right there of what that looks like in terms of a third party rating. In terms of Holland itself, I think of Holland as a college town also. And you might think, what college or what school is in Holland? Well, you have Hope College, which is just as you are getting into town. So you're going to pass, if we zoom out a little bit here, you're going to pass through 31, right here, the expressway. And to the east of us is going to be Zeeland. Another town that I have done a video on, but you're going to have Zeeland. And then, all right, so I mentioned maybe coming in from the east side from Zeeland, which is right here. And then you're going to come into town. You come down here. You're going to come across into 8th. So if I get you coming in through 8th, and just as you get to right about there, you look down this way and you're going to see the college I'm talking about. That's Hope College, and it's a D3 school, but that is the college in the college town. That's in Holland. So a lot of you're gonna have kids from all over Michigan, the Midwest, and potentially the United States, right? Coming into Holland to go to school. And generally speaking, here's all the athletic fields right here. You can see football, outdoor track. You got a awesome soccer stadium, and some of the other fields right here. Also, you got a tennis center. You got a field house for basketball. But this is going to be the area of where the college is and where everything happens. Hope College. You see it right there. And let's put a circle around it. Right there, Hope College. So everything, out this way, out that way, and all the way this way is going to be related to the school and the college in Holland. So anytime you got a school in a town, that is always a fun little element, an extra element to the town. Usually gives it some life, some vibrancy that might not necessarily be there anyways, even though Holland does have a lot of that already. Right here, Centennial Park. Right there, you can see a big part of Holland, and an awesome park that is just literally in town, right? A Street's right there. You go down a couple blocks, 10th Street, and you got Holland Park, art festival, art fairs that are in there, and fun things to do. So that is always a fun place to be. You got Boatworks, which is a good restaurant right here on the water to go to. So if you're looking to have a place to eat on the water, that is a place that a lot of people like, and you got a little park close by over there too. So that is our quick tour of Holland, Michigan. If you are thinking of, hopefully you'll like it. If you have any questions, put them down in the comments below. If you're thinking of moving to Holland and you want us to help you make a smooth move to Holland, give us a call, give us a shout. Hopefully you like the video, and I will see you in the next one. Peace.